Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we got a great show for you.
We've got Bailey Marie. She's a singer and songwriter from North Carolina. She has performed across the country at legendary places such as the Apollo Theater in New York City, the Roxy in Hollywood, various venues in Nashville, Atlanta, and Charlotte.
And we're really excited to have her on the show today. So
Yes.
Bailey, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It's definitely our pleasure.
Yes.
So as you know, a lot of entertainers are struggling right now because of COVID. So how has COVID affected you? And what have you done to kind of maneuver through this crazy maze?
So at the beginning of the year, as you guys probably know, I used to travel to LA like more than once a year because my producer's in LA, and that's where I used to record all of my original songs. And ever since COVID happened, I have not been able to go out to LA, which is so sad. But I kind of found a way. I'm starting to go to Nashville more often because it's not as long as a drive as North Carolina to LA. So I go to Nashville pretty much like almost every month, and that's how it's really helped me because I'm starting to go to Nashville more, and it's opening up more doors for me. And hopefully this year I get to go to LA because I feel like I have rescheduled the dates so much. I know last year we made like 5 dates to go to LA, and none of them happened.
Wow.
So hopefully I can go.
And LA is tough right now because they're probably one of the most closed states. California
right now.
is out of everybody. So it's like they're like locked down. I think they're starting to open up now some.
Yeah, a little bit.
But boy, they were like one of the most locked down states.
That's what I've been told. I know that we were supposed to go like at the end of last year, but then things started to get really, really bad, and we weren't able to go. So I really hope things start to clear up there.
You know, like for us, we launched the show January of 2020, and our original plan was 100 interviews first year. We thought if we could do that, it would be really great and all that. And it was like, and we were on track. And then COVID happens.
Yes.
And I told Sandy, I was like, this could be our silver lining. We just need to step it up even more than ever before because people like you are going to need places to talk because the whole industry was shutting down.
Yeah.
And because of that, we did over 300 interviews last year.
That's really crazy. That must have been really, really fun to do though, because it's kind of cool, like how I never knew such thing as a Zoom. I never knew any of that, and now that's all I use. Zoom calls are all I use now, except I get to travel. So, yeah.
Yeah, some actors that we've had on the show said that's kind of been a game changer for them because you used to have to go into LA to audition.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Now you don't have to. You can do it right through the internet, audition, and then you only have to go if you get the part.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think, one of the coolest things is since I do live so far away from LA, I now get like a ton of auditions that I can just tape at home and just send to them. And I think that's super cool.
Hey, Joe, his name is Joe. Streamyard is for the win. That's what the system we use is Streamyard. We love Streamyard because I can brand it and all that. It's, Zoom is great, but I like the branding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used this, but it looks pretty cool.
And as you've seen how easy it really is to come in, and all that. 'Cause a lot of people say it's easier than Zoom. Now, we've done a few Zooms. We've had a few people that won't do anything unless it's Zoom, so we have to kind of cater to that. So we pay for a Zoom account, even though we never use it.
Right, rarely use it.
I feel like I'm so not up to date on like Zoom because I feel like when I go on a Zoom, I always have to check the little microphone and be like, oh my gosh, somebody's probably going to unmute me and they're going to hear me. So I never know what to do if I'm unmuting myself, if I'm turning my camera off. I never know what I'm doing. So I'm just hoping that I'm doing things right. I just pray that I'm doing it right.
So a lot of people would ask when you knew you want to do music, but I always like to go deeper than that. When did it click that this could actually be a career choice for you?
Yeah, so I actually I started acting before I started music, and then I did like a ton of musical theater when I was younger, and I still do some now, but since COVID, I haven't been able to. But This is actually so funny. Me and my mom and my dad, we went to New York City, and we were being a tourist, and we were just looking around New York City. And then my mom, she submitted me to be casted as an audition for the Apollo Theater in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Not thinking anything about it. We were doing it as a complete joke. We knew I was not going to get casted because I never did anything like that before. So it was like way after, and then they were like, you got picked to come sing, and that was the craziest thing. I mean, obviously I was nervous. I've never sang anywhere like that before, and after I did, that's where I found my producer, and that's when wow, this could actually be something for me. I can get better at it. I can do vocal coaching and all of that. So the Apollo really opened some doors for me, and that's where I found pretty much everything.
Now, I forgot to ask you before the show started, but are you gonna perform for us later?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
We would love that.
We'd love that. I'll let you know when.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. So what's some hobbies you like to do outside of music?
So I love to snowboard. This is like crazy, but I love to snowboard. I've only gone a couple of times, and the first time I went, I'm absolutely horrible at it. But the second time, I started to get a little bit better, and I'm hoping that I can get really good at it, but I don't know, probably not. But I love making TikToks because TikTok is like a really big platform. I can put singing on there. I can make funny videos, and I think that's so funny. But I really love snowboarding, and I love surfing. Anything to do with a board, I love. And I love traveling. I really love traveling.
You know, back in my day, I was big into skateboarding and bicycle. And I was one of them crazy people that stood on the handlebars while going down the street.
Gosh.
I did the ramps, the half pipes and quarter pipes and all that.
Yeah, I tried skateboarding. I got a skateboard for my birthday, and I tried to do it in my house, and I actually caught it on video. I was making a TikTok of me skateboarding, and I posted it on my TikTok, and I completely fell right here in my house, and it was so funny. And I've never gotten back on my skateboard ever. So I guess
did it go viral?
The greatest at skateboarding.
Did it go viral for you?
Yeah, I think it got like a couple hundred likes. It didn't go like super viral, but it went viral to me. It was so funny to me and my family.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about a TV show you're going to be in?
Swagger. Yes. So
I know you can't say much, but you
can't say much. But the show is called Swagger, and this is like the first really big show that I got casted in. And when I auditioned for it, it was actually so crazy because I auditioned, and then I was leaving for Nashville right after. So it was just like another audition that I thought I was not gonna book. Because, I mean, you get so many auditions, but I went to Nashville and I completely forgot about it. Like, I completely forgot that I even auditioned for it. And then my agent, she called my mom, and they were like, so they're considering you for this role. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what? And and then after that, I found out that I booked it, and that was the craziest thing in my whole life. And when I got to Richmond, Virginia, is where they filmed it. When I got there, they had us quarantine in this hotel for 2 weeks with just me and my mom. And I got to meet a lot of the cast members there, and we had to get COVID tested every single day, which was not the funnest.
Now, did they have the old test where you had to stick it way up your nose?
Yes.
Oh,
God. You had to go way up your nose, and it was absolutely awful. That when I was on the set, when I was at the hotel of Swagger, that was the first like nose test that I had to do. I always had it in like my mouth or whatever, but that was the first nose one. And some of them were really, really bad, but some of them were okay. Some of them I could deal with, but most of them were really bad. I filmed for 2 days, and then I met all of the cast, and the cast was so insanely nice and so welcoming. So I'm hoping that Swagger, they don't have a release date yet, but I know that they just wrapped on season 1 a couple of weeks ago. So I'm hoping we get a release date soon.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about the SOS Foundation. We love them.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah, I started working with the SOS Foundation back in 2019, and I was a part of the Roxy that they did in LA, and it was all with the SOS, and then I got to perform at the Roxy, which was so cool.
Oh wow!
And that's where me and SOS kind of came together, and ever since then, me being an ambassador for SOS, we're trying to work on saving lives, getting some donations for SOS so we can save more lives. That's really what it's about.
Yes. I love their whole mission because when I was in high school years ago, I was bullied. She was bullied.
Oh yes, so definitely.
So it's definitely an organization dear to our heart.
Thing, yes.
Right. Something that really made SOS powerful to me is I used to have really, really bad anxiety. And when I was, my anxiety happened ever since from kindergarten to almost to 5th grade. And it was it wasn't just, okay, I'm feeling sick, but I'll get over it. That's not how it was. My anxiety, it got to the point where I could not even stop crying. I had this, it sounds stupid, but it wasn't stupid to my little self. I had anxiety with my mom and my dad because I was so afraid that once they left me at school, they were not going to pick me back up.
Yeah.
It sounds so crazy, but it was a real situation for me. And that happened ever since 4th grade. I moved schools 5 times because of it. I had to find the right school for me. And so when I found SOS, they really helped me, and I realized that I could share my story with other people that may be going through the same thing.
Yes.
Love that. So tell us, let's talk about some of the high points. Tell us some places you've performed.
Places I've performed. Okay, so first performance was at the Apollo Theater in New York City. And
Big one.
I performed in Atlanta at the Celebration of Music, which is actually a TV show. And then I performed at the Roxy in LA, which was so cool. And then after I performed at the Roxy, I had to leave straight from the Roxy and go on an airplane because I had to come back here. And I'm hoping to perform once COVID allows things to open back up. I'm hoping to perform in Nashville, but I performed here locally in North Carolina, and I'm really hoping to be back out to LA and perform some there too.
That would be really awesome. Now, as you know, a lot of people, they see the glory of a Blake Shelton, Miranda Carey, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles that it takes, not just to get to their level, but even a career level within the music and entertainment world. Right. And I always want to talk about that side of it because I think a lot of people gloss over this side of it because everything just looks so great, great, great. But we both know that there's so much work that goes into all this and sacrifices. And I'm going to tell a quick story where I want this to go. But back in 2014, we interviewed Allison Steele from Two Still Girls. And at that time, her and her daughter were full-time with music. And I asked Allison what advice she'd give an up-and-coming artist. I'll never forget what she said. She said, "This is going to sound funny coming from someone full-time, but if you can see yourself doing something else, go do that and just keep this as a hobby." She goes, because the moment you want it to be a career, your life has to change. You no longer own your own life. Everybody owns a piece of it. Your friends and relatives never understand because they invite you to weddings, the cookouts, the weekends, the holidays. But when you're in that grind mode, you have to almost say no to everything so that you can be prepared and ready to say yes to anything music. Then your family has to sacrifice because they have to kind of share you with the world. But then she added, but if you cannot see yourself doing anything else, then go all in. Because the only way that those kind of sacrifices could be worth it. What do you think of what she said? And let's talk about that.
That is pretty much everything. Every point. It is definitely right when I have to, say I want to go on a trip with my friends. I always have to say I can do it right now, but if it gets to that point and I have something, I might have to back out. And that's something that I really struggle with, but I know that I have to back out because if a better opportunity comes for me to sing or to act, I know I'm going to take that because this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so that definitely is really hard for me, but I know that I want to do it. And when it's definitely gotten easier for me as I get older, because I know when I was younger, I didn't really know what I was doing half the time. I was just rolling with it. And now I'm starting to get a grip of how I want things to look in my future. And I think that's definitely, she definitely hit every single point.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't get it. You hear things, and I'm sure you've heard it. Well, when you're going to get a real job or things like that. All artists go through this little phase where people don't really believe in what they're doing, and it frustrates me when I hear that. Because it's like people don't realize that they do have a real job. Artists do have a real job.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's that you see the Blake Sheltons of the world, and then you see the person who's been on the street performing, but you don't realize that there's actually many levels in between. I mean, there's people making a living in music that you'll never hear their name.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know I have people like that tell me, like, you can't do this. Why are you even trying? I'm like, because I know that if I push myself, I can do it. And I might never be a Blake Shelton. I might never be a Beyonce, but at least I know I tried doing it. And wherever I land, that's I'll be really proud of it, because I know I never gave up on it.
And you got the acting thing going for you too.
Yes.
Yeah, that I really that swagger really opened some doors for me now that I have a manager now, an acting manager, and I have multiple agencies. That's really opened a lot, and I'm hoping to do some more acting, because I know right now people still have to follow the guidelines for COVID, but I'm really hoping that COVID goes away. Just goes away.
We know the feeling.
We know, yes.
So do you have any fan stories where a fan went above and beyond for you?
Let's see. Trying to think. I know I have.
Some of these are really cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of been a new question that we've added to our show, because I think I heard it on one show one time, and I said, "Oh, that's a great question."
Yes, we love.
So I've been adding it to it, because it's been really cool to hear the stories of what fans do for some of the artists.
Yeah, that is actually a really good question. I haven't had anything major, like ballistic or anything.
Yeah.
But I had this one little girl. She was the cutest thing ever. And I think she found me on Facebook. Her mom found me, and then they messaged me, and they were like, so she really, really wants to like just be you. And so can you call her and talk to her and tell her how you did all of this? And I did call her, and we talked for a little bit, and I was actually on the way to Nashville as I was on the phone with her. But and then I sent her an autograph picture. She was like, can I please have an autograph picture? And I was like, oh my gosh, of course you can. You're the cutest thing. But I haven't had anything major to happen. But
that's kind of major there, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yeah. But compared to Harry Styles.
Yes.
Love that. So, tell us about the song you're going to perform for us.
Yes.
And then the floor is yours.
Okay. So the song I'm going to perform, I'm going to go get my guitar really quick.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So, the song I'm going to perform is Make You Feel My Love. By, I think Bob Dylan wrote it, and then I know Garth Brooks made it really big.
Right.
And,
Yes.
And then Adele did it, and there was and then there was a ton of people that covered it. So this is actually one of the first songs that I learned how to play on the guitar.
Oh wow!
So it's very, very special. So this is what I'm going to play for you to make you feel my love.
Sounds good. Floor is yours.
Sounds great.
All right. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, no one left to dry your tears. I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met, no doubt where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue, I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on a rolling sea and on a highway of regret. The winds of change are throwing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I can make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Oh, great job.
Love it.
Yes, love it.
Thank you. That was one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar. So, and that was the first song I ever learned to finger pick on, because I know it's way harder. I learned the hard way. I know it's harder to finger pick than strum your guitar, at least for me, because I know it sounds weird because I'm an actor and I have to learn all these scripts, but so it's very difficult for me to change chords and finger pick at the same time. So it took me like a week to figure out how to do that.
Oh, wow. You know, talking about Garth a while ago, one of my favorite Garth stories is I remember hearing a story that he walks into when he was first in Nashville. He walks in and the guy's playing, and when it was over, and this Garth was unknown at this time, walks up to the guy and says, "I'm here in Nashville to get signed, and when I do, I want to cut that song." And that song was The Dance.
Really?
And from what I understand, that guy's wrote most of Garth's songs now. So little did that guy know as a songwriter how much Garth was going to change his life, and Garth didn't know how much he was going to change his life.
Yeah, it's crazy how things like that happen, because I know I have some people that I work with that are saying like they walked in here not knowing a thing about music, and then now they're these huge pop stars, huge country stars. So it's crazy how all of that happens.
Yeah. And to make all that happen, it takes a team of people. And a lot of people, they don't see the team, in our opinion, that the team doesn't get the love that they deserve. So you want to take a few minutes just to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
So I wouldn't be literally anywhere without my mom and my dad. My mom, she is like, we like to call her my momager. She is the one that puts everything together for me, like here locally or even in LA. She is the one that submitted me for the Apollo. So she's the one that kind of like got me started a little bit. And then my dad, he's met some people here that allows me to perform places here, and he's really great as well. And then my producer in LA, Andrew Lane, he is the best ever. I absolutely love him. He has opened up a lot of doors for me. And then I'm working with some people in Nashville that I'm working on my album with them. And then I'm also working with I'm working on a school tour with my dad, and then some people, some of his best friends that are in the industry. I'm working on a school tour with them, which I know there's like a ton of people that I could go on forever and ever listing their names, but I won't do that since time. But so I'm just really thankful to have all of them, because I wouldn't be where I am right now, or even grow further if I didn't have them.
Yeah. Now, speaking of moms, tell us a story, and they've probably got 1,000 of them.
Oh, yes.
But a story that kind of stands out where she went above and beyond for your career, and you're like, wow, she gets it. This is my passion.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let me just choose one.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh. So I actually booked a job it was actually, I auditioned for it in Atlanta, and then I got a call back for it, and I stayed in Atlanta. We were supposed to go to New York like the day after, and I had a call back for it, and then we went all the way to New York, and we drove. We lost our plane flights because we drove to New York because we lost our plane flights. So after I got done with my callback, we drove to New York, and it was like 12 o'clock when we got there, 12 o'clock at night. And then I got a call saying that I booked it, and that I needed to be back in Atlanta at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So so we were like, there's absolutely no way I can do it. And even though I wasn't able to, because we looked at all of the flights. We looked at even things faster than a car and whatever it is. I know my mom was willing to drive that if we could make it there by 3 o'clock, but I know we weren't going to be able to, but just thought that she would actually she would go that extra mile to get me there, even though we knew it wasn't going to happen. But just the thought that she would go the extra mile.
Love that.
That's amazing.
Because a lot of artists don't have their families backing at all,
and that support is so important.
And it's so important.
Yeah, that's what everybody that I meet, they're like, I'm just letting you know, you have the best parents ever. And I'm like, trust me, I know they're the best. And they're always like, that's what you have to have. I know I work with Demi Lovato's sister Dallas for acting coaching and all of that and different things.
Oh, wow.
And she's always like, you do realize you have the best parents in the world for this. And I don't know, it's just every time I hear that, I'm like, I know it's crazy, but it's the best thing.
Love that. So speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, our little 9-year-old that we bring on to ask a couple questions. So she's going to go get him.
Get it.
Okay.
And we've got a 2-year-old daughter that when she gets older, we'll be plugging her in the show too.
Oh my gosh, that is the best thing.
And you know what? And it's like they say, why not combine family into this? Because we're a family affair show.
Yeah, I know. Me and my mom, she hates me for it, but I always make her do TikToks and me to post on my Instagram, my TikTok, and she gets so mad at me because I'll just do it without her looking, but I'll still post them. So I'm like, why not put your family in it? I mean, people got to know the personal stuff.
Yeah, because that's what it's about. You want to build this great career, but you also want to have family to be part of it too.
Right. And I completely blanked out when you said about my team. One guy that's a major part of it. His name is David Ryan, and he is the one that writes songs with me. He's the one producing all of my things, and he is a major part of my career and a major part of where I am.
Oh, wow. I love that.
So.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. So what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Oh gosh, let me think. What is not my favorite food is the question. I think my favorite food would be this is gonna be so original, but I'm like chicken, any type of chicken. I know that sounds so original, but I feel like that would be it.
And what's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Pizza. Something that everyone is like so like wowed about me is I don't really like pizza.
Oh wow!
I don't really like pizza that much, and I know you never
Really.
You rarely find people that don't like pizza, but
that's one of the most unhealthy things. So it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will eat pizza if that's the only thing I have. The only pizza that I will not eat is hamburger pizza.
Wow, hamburger.
Yeah, I love cheese pizza. I will eat. Pizza's not a favorite of mine, but if I need pizza, if somebody's having pizza, cheese pizza's the one to go.
All right, what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Okay, I absolutely love the show Outer Banks. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's new. It came out last year, and I know the world turned into like an Outer Banks. Everyone turned to Outer Banks freaks because
Wow.
because everybody was so obsessed with the show and obsessed with the vibe of the show, and I was one of the freaks. I turned into an Outer Banks freak, and so that right there is my favorite show. I know this is so crazy, but on TikTok there's a cartoon show that is like famous right now called Miraculous Ladybug. And I love watching it. I know it sounds stupid, but I love watching it. It's the coolest.
And what's yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yes. Forgot about that one. SpongeBob, absolutely. That is my favorite.
And you know what's cool is he watches a lot of Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
And so we've been able to bring people from Nickelodeon onto our show.
Oh my gosh.
So he's been able to communicate with a lot of them.
That must be so cool. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I'm changing all my answers. Yes. I'm changing all my answers. My answers now is just SpongeBob. That's my
okay, so what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? This one came out in I think like 1999, but it's called 10 Things I Hate About You. And it's on Disney Plus, I think, but the whole storyline is so cool, so that one's my favorite.
Oh well.
Wow. Okay, mine is the Minion movie.
The Minion movie.
Yep. He does have that shirt on.
Yes, he does.
The Minions
representing.
Yes. I'm obsessed with Despicable Me. I love the little minions in it. They're my favorite ever.
Yeah.
Our little 2-year-old daughter loves those things.
Oh, she does.
And what's funny is on that one episode, the Despicable 2, where they turn purple. There's only a little bit of point of it where they do the. Well, now every time she sees a minion, she goes.
She does. It's the cutest.
I absolutely love Minions, and every time I see like a commercial with a Minion on it, I will just I'll stop whatever I'm doing and just watch it. They're my favorite things ever.
Yeah, they're mine too.
Yes, they're so fun.
Yes. Bye, thanks.
Yeah, he definitely loves his little part, and it's funny. We started out where he'd ask one question, then we let him ask 2. Now it's 3.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool though. I love that.
So he's building up there. He's gonna have his own show.
And it's funny, people say you're crazy because it's a live show. And I'm like, well, we got it controlled pretty good.
He's a little pro now. Yeah, he's done so many.
Yes.
So if you could co-write with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Let's see. Co-write with any artist. There's 2 different. Can I give 2 answers for a different genre?
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Pop, Billie Eilish. I love all of her music, and I love the way that she writes with her brother. Country, probably Gabby Barrett.
Oh, that was amazing.
She's one of my favorites now.
Yes, we love Gabby.
And what's funny is when she made, I was following her before Idol.
Really?
And I remember when she made the announcement going on. I'm friends with her sister and her dad on Facebook and stuff. And I remember when she made the announcement about going on Idol, I told Sandy back then she'll be top 5 if she don't win.
Oh, yeah.
And Sandy was like, "How in the world?" It's like,
how would you know? There's so many people that audition.
I was like, "There's no way she's not going to be top 5 if they let her go into lives." And I was like, "Not only will she be top 5, she will be like Carrie Underwood to go on to do big things in country." I knew that if America saw her, they would love her.
Oh my gosh, she is the one person I remember from that season that absolutely blew my mind.
Yes.
And honestly, I never really watched American Idol before that, and I was like, this girl is gonna go places. She was absolutely incredible. Her stage presence was amazing, let alone her voice. But yeah, she is absolutely incredible. And
now she's breaking records that were set by people that's been in for years.
Right. That's so like inspirational. Like how even if she didn't win, she's still making a name for herself.
Yeah, exactly.
She is. Yeah.
Now this question probably has 1,000 answers, but just kind of think of the first thing that pops in your head. What's a song you've heard that you wish you wrote?
Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
Well, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Automatically popped up in my head. I love that song so much, and every time I hear it on the radio, me and my mom are in the car, we're jamming to it, and I video without her knowing, and
send it to TikTok.
Yeah.
My most recent TikTok is her and me and us doing a TikTok, but Driver's License is one of my top favorite songs ever.
Oh, wow. I love that. Yeah. Now, 6 years ago, we interviewed Kelsey Ballerini, and one of the questions I asked was where she wanted to be in 5 years. And I always like to tell this story before I ask the guests that same question, because the answer that Kelsey gave us back in 2015 was almost to the T of where she's living now. She knew where she was going, and she had this plan, and this is what she wanted to do. Right. So knowing that, where do you want to be in 5 years?
In 5 years, I want to, hopefully, my goal is right now to work up to, I want to get signed with a label. I want to make more incredible songs that maybe, that get picked up by a label or get picked up by some big people. I want to collaborate with some bigger artists and hopefully just get my name out there.
Awesome. Now let's look deeper 15 years down the road. And let's say you're a success on a grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you've made it. If the person you are today could meet her, your future successful self, what would you want to remind her?
What I want to remind her? Probably don't get caught all up in it. Like, remember where you came from. Remember the people that helped you in the past. And just don't get caught up in the craziness of the industry.
Love that. Love that.
So if you had to describe your music to someone who's never heard it before, how would you describe it?
Let's see. Hardest question ever. Right now, I'm in the middle of country and pop. I'm like slap in the middle. That's where I'm wanting to stay. But I would describe it as like a Kelly Clarkson. Like my music is the kind of music Kelly Clarkson sings. Mine is the kind of music that it's like the music and the lyrics and all of that is a little bit of pop, a little bit of country, and it's pop country. It's pa-country. Pop and country.
Good blend there.
That's how I would describe it.
Okay. And what would you like your legacy to be as an artist? What would you ultimately like to be known for?
I would love to be known for the girl that did it, even though people told her that she couldn't do it. Because I've worked with some people that say pretty much everyone around me is absolutely incredible. They like boost me all the time. But I have worked with some people that are like, you're not gonna go anywhere with this. But that's what I would want to be known for, the girl that made it, even the people
I love that, because we've been told that even with all our life, all our marriage.
Yeah, I mean, since we were young. Yep.
Even 18 years ago when we married, people said we would never last.
Right.
And because we met online and all that.
We met online.
And we moved so quick.
Crazy
story. And here it is, 18 years later. People told us the show could never work, and we're almost at 400 episodes. And we've had people like Randy Travis on. We've had Lee Bryce, Sarah Evans.
Yes, Tennille Arts.
You know, and so many great ones. We've had you on now, and you know, so it's been like, you know, so I love that attitude of, you know what, who cares what they say? I'm doing this, and we're going to show them. Because the best revenge is success.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I love posting, like, when I'm in LA or in Nashville, and then the people that tell me that I couldn't do it see it, and I'm like, what do you think about it? What do you think about it? So,
you know, that's why sometimes I don't want to unfriend people, because I'm like, I want them to see the growth that we have.
Right.
Exactly.
I was told at a very young age that I wasn't going to be able to do any of it. And it hurt me, because I was young and I didn't really know not to believe any of that, because I always took people's word for it. And now I think back and I'm like, they don't matter. Their words don't matter. And so yeah, I definitely post things to show them that they were completely wrong. And I, even right now, as I am standing here, I'm really proud of myself from where I came a long time ago.
Now, being a young artist like yourself, you know, because in our day there was no social media. Right. You know, even though we were bullied, but there was no social media. But now, because you got all the trolls and stuff out there, as a young artist, how do you handle that side of it?
I always have to remind myself, like, there's always going to be people out there that are jealous, and they have nothing better to do than sit behind a camera or sit behind a screen and post negative comments, saying like, you're absolutely horrible. But I always have to remember that they have nothing better to do. And
that's right.
And,
exactly.
And I always have to remind myself is they are the bully, but what has happened in their life to make them like that?
Yeah, that's true.
True.
And so that's what I have to remind myself, that I can't.
Because hurt people hurt people.
Right. Hurt people. And that is what I have to remind myself, that yes, they're being mean, but something made them this way. And so yeah.
Great attitude.
It is.
A couple more questions and we'll let you go. So if, let's say you had a friend of yours and you heard him or her sing and they've got something special, as Simon Cowell would say, they have that it factor. But let's say they played maybe 40 or 50 shows. They're still getting their feet wet on the performance side, but they've been on stage and they got what every artist says, that stage bug, where they look over the crowd's roaring for them, and they know they're in the right place, and they come to you and they say, Bailey, I know I'm supposed to do this with the rest of my life. What advice would you give that specific person to kind of help guide them the next few years?
To trust themselves, trust themselves, and always believe in yourself, even if no one does, and even if people say that you can't do it. You have to think, well, I made it this far, so there has to be something that is keeping me going. There has to be something that has made me get this far. And even if there's people that like say, no, you're that's not even good, you have to know that there's people that think that you're amazing, and they think that they want you to keep going, and you are like a big inspiration to them. So just to keep going no matter what anyone says, and believe in yourself.
Love that. So as we come to a close here, what's next?
What's next? All right. I am working on my album, and I am hoping to release that soon. And I am so excited for everyone to hear it. I know I haven't been able to put out a ton of original songs because I'm working on like 9 to 10 songs right now, and I've been writing all of them. I've been working on the lyrics, the music, and traveling back to Nashville, and I'm hoping to put that out pretty soon. And yeah, so that's what I'm really focusing on.
Love that. So tell everybody how they can reach out to you.
Okay, so on my Instagram, my username is Bailey_Marie 2007, and on my Facebook, it's Bailey Marie Griggs.
Love that. We really enjoyed having you on the show today, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you guys so much. It was so much fun.
Same here.
Same here.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye, guys.